Well, good evening, Glue Troopers, and welcome back to the TARDIS. And a few things to talk about. First off, yes, there will be a live stream tomorrow. I'm planning at 2 o'clock, although I may go online early because I'm using the new computer, and I might need some time to get it set up. So I'll probably try and get an early start, and it might go live a little early, but officially it'll begin at 2 o'clock East Coast time tomorrow. Hope you can make it. Now, for those of you who know that today saw this morning's little thing, my wife stumbled onto this shop very close to the house, had this nice glass cabinet for sale. They only wanted $50 for it. And they actually said 50 OBO or best offer. We went and looked at it, nice shape, lighted, nothing wrong with it. We just gave them the $50. God bless my sister, she came out with a hand truck because the thing was heavy. We got it into place in the house and we had cleaned up, of course, but it really looks good. We found a nice spot for it. It's across the room from the rest of the cabinets because that's where we had room. And I'm thrilled because I desperately needed some more shelf space in the house, so now I can display the models not quite so cramped, although I'm sure I'll fill it up soon. And this is the first time that I have a cabinet with a dedicated shelf for land vehicles. So the bottom shelf is going to be all the cars, tanks, trucks, things like that. And then this shelf is primarily going to be jets and space stuff, real space and jet aircraft. The World War II stuff and the racing planes and everything will stay in the old shelf, and of course we're not really touching the sci-fi shelf that's remaining untouched. That will fill up pretty quickly as time goes by. And now, of course, to talk about the Felixstowe, I got the tail rig today. I did use those gas patch turnbuckles, or tried to. I got one of them mounted. The other one eventually got away from me, and these things are microscopic. Now, one thing, of course, that had been mentioned by some viewers before is with these things, you really need to put them on before you mount the thing to the model. So take the wing or whatever and get them all in place first. And you're going to need to have the line attached. I could not get the thread, no matter whether I clipped it, melted it, licked it, put glue on it, anything. I could not get it through that little 1/48 scale turnbuckle. I might have to get some 1/32 scale turnbuckles. These, I've heard people say the turnbuckle's a little undersized. I don't know if that's true or not, but it is a 1/32 scale kit. But the one turnbuckle I did get mounted on the rudder looks pretty good. So I have to admit, although extremely time consuming. And of course, I'm also new to trying to do this, but I couldn't thread it. I wound up just gluing it to the turnbuckle. No matter how many, the best I got was the thread started going through the hole, but the fibers couldn't all get through, so some of them peeled off. But still, I can see why people go through the trouble of doing that. If you're making a master class model, it will really make the model look better. But it is a pretty tricky little, and I'm still waiting. I believe Bruce said he was sending me some eye pins, so I'm waiting for those to show up because I might use those also. They'll probably be a little bit easier. But I did get the tail rigged, and you are supposed to rig the entire tail, complete and rig the entire tail at this phase in the construction, because as much as you got to turn the plane around, there is no way you're doing it once the wings are on it. In fact, this thing largely gets built and rigged in sections and then put together, which makes sense. That's going to be fun. But I'm pretty happy with the way the tail looks. I'm more distressed by my paint job than anything else, but I used several different techniques. I did not use fishing line this time, although I tried, but it wasn't going to work. But I did use flex line in a couple of places. It worked really well. But one thing is that a lot of these control horns, if you're going to use flex line, you got to make sure you just have a little bit of stretch in it, because these are tiny little bits of plastic, and it won't take much pressure to break them. The main struts, there's 8 struts underneath the tail of this airplane, and they're all cross-rigged, but they were actually the easiest thing to do because the way it's set up, not only does the kit already have a hole for them, basically it has a molded turnbuckle, but that aside, you can just tie off the thread, put a dab of glue on it, stretch it down to the other end, tie it off down there, cinch it down, attach your glue, snip them. It looks great, and I'm very, very happy with that part. So whether or not I'm going to use turnbuckles in this thing or just tie the components off is yet to be seen. It'll be a good experience for me too, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to need some bigger ones and a lot of practice, because they are a trick, but they really do look good when you get them in there right. And that's where we're at on the Felixstowe. So tomorrow, since I probably won't get much, if any, work done out here because of the because we have the live stream, and the Monday I make my run across down to across the Panhandle down at Tallahassee and back. So I won't be getting much done before Tuesday. But the next big thing is start working on the engines in the center section of the wing. So that's where we're at right now. There is one little thing that happened that's kind of embarrassing, but I'll go ahead and mention it because I imagine it's happened to all of us. In one of the unboxings, and I don't know if I showed them in front of the camera because I went back and watched a few videos and I didn't see it, but one of the unboxings, someone sent me, along with the stuff, some paintbrushes. And just a packet of paintbrushes. And I set them aside, and now I can't find them. They should have been put in where the paintbrushes are at, but now I cannot find it. I've been in here an hour tearing this place apart looking for it. Unfortunately, I had not gotten around to making my log yet. Whoever it was that sent me the paintbrushes, remind me which models you sent, because I looked in some of the boxes. I thought maybe I had put it in the box of the Caterham or the Space 1999 Eagle because I had opened those up. And I thought, man, maybe I chucked it in one of the boxes, but they weren't either of those, and all the other boxes are sealed. So I'm trying to remember what came with it. So, I mean, we're not talking about something that's really small. I don't know how they got away from me, but they're probably within 10 feet of me, and I've torn this place apart and can't find it. And I'm pretty sure I didn't take it in the house, but I'll look just in case. So, you know, I think a few of the gears might be slipping there, but that's all I've got for right now. I even looked at the trash basket just in case, but I feel bad about that. You know, somebody gives you something and then you lose track of it before you get a chance to use it. Well, anyway, enough of that. Guys, other than that, had a great evening of building, and my wife and I were watching The Big Bang Theory. She's watching, kind of binge watching it, taking my breaks and, sipping coffee. And they eat Chinese food on that show so much that finally we both got a hankering for some Chinese food. So we had that for lunch, and I was like, well, okay, I'm full of Chinese food now. I have to, go back out and start working again. And I was feeling a little guilty, like I was slacking because I was just sitting there, binge watching TV when I should be out here working. And anyway, so I've been breaking up sections, but it did give all the things a chance to harden, which was, that's kind of gotten to be the thing for this. The theme for this week is get everything delicately balanced, glued in place or painted, and waiting for the dry, and you're like, I got to keep my fingers off it. Okay, go inside, have a coffee, watch an episode of The Big Bang Theory, and then come back out and resume work. So that's how that's been working. Welcome to my week. Well, guys, I hope you're all feeling well. I want to wish you all the best of health, the best of luck, and guys, take care, and, as always, model on. I know you're out here somewhere. Nope, not there. Here, brushy, brushy, brushy.